Hello YouTube, how's everybody doing? This is Speedfree 2010 here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Grand Theft Auto 5 car customization video. So it's Saturday, June the 17th when I'm recording this. San Andreas Mercenaries DLC's been out for a few days, and long story short, I'm kinda disappointed. The content we got is a bit underwhelming, and not to say controversial, but I'll get that into another video. For those that are aware, you already know what I'm talking about. For those that aren't, about 180 something cars got removed, so you can no longer buy them off of the website, and a lot of people are angry about that. But this is a car customization video. I'll get to that in a later date. Plus, I've also seen the missions. They're this whole DLC, for want of a better description, is kind of made me disappointed to the point where I may not even do the contact missions, which I actually kind of enjoy recording. But yeah, but from what I've seen, from what Rockstar's been doing, I might just skip it and just skip to the cars. I'm not so sure. So anyway, back to the main point of this. We're gonna customize the Declasse Tulip M-100, excuse me. This car was a day one car of the previous update, the Los Santos Drug Wars, that came out December 13th, 2022. It's in the muscle car class, and you can buy it off of San Andreas Southern Super Autos for about $1,658,000 right here. In terms of performance, I suggest you head on over to Bruffy 1322 for all your vehicle performance testing needs. But to make a long explanation short, it's a decently somewhat balanced car. It feels like a 2013 car, where fully tuned it has a top speed of about 116 miles per hour, which is 4 miles an hour faster than the previous Tahoma Coupe video we did a few days ago, about almost a week ago. And in terms of looks, this car is primarily based off of the 4th generation 1978 to 1983 Chevrolet Malibu Coupe. And the reason why I'm doing this one specifically is, in real life, my uncle, well, two of my uncles on my dad's side of the family actually own one. Well, they had one of various different generations. My Uncle Byron had one from the 60s, and my Uncle Nate has actually had this exact version. So I'm gonna build the latter one how I first saw it when I was a kid growing up. So yeah. So if you enjoy, as always, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. Feel free to follow me on Twitter if you so wish to do so, or leave a comment section. That is always welcome. But with all intents and purposes, all that out of the way, let's get into this. First things first, we're gonna do all the performance upgrades. I'm not gonna put a turbo in it just yet because I want to keep it naturally aspirated like how my uncle had it. So lights, I'm gonna keep stock for now. Lights are gonna keep stock for now. I'm gonna do the okay. Now the spoiler I might put on last whenever we get to it, but here they are anyway, since I happen to be going down towards the transmission. And so funny thing, like I said, my Uncle Nate actually had one of these, and I think he ended up using it for drag racing, due to how the current car is set up with the big wider wheels in the back and the little skinnies in the front, much like how my uncle did. Three of my uncles, well, two of them actually were into drag racing on my dad's side of the family. My other uncle had a 68 to 70 Nova two-door that I still think he drag races with to this day. And if I can ever find the footage of it, I'll probably link it in the comment section. Yeah, I'll more than likely link it in the comment section if I can actually find it. So with that out of the way, let's do the windows. Go for a light smoke. And now we can go to all the other stuff. Okay, so first things first. Okay, so the front bumpers you have hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 different options right here. And oh man, I should have changed the paint job first. Oh well, I'll get to it later. So anyway, you have these. I'm trying to remember if my Uncle Nate actually had the trim removed. I can't really remember. But basically, it was basically sort of like a street car that he drove. So if any Americans are familiar with that, it's kind of like a street legal race car that you can actually drive on the street, but it's sort of semi-retired from drag racing, but can still put it down. If you can understand what I'm saying, I if if you can understand what I'm saying, I guess. But anyway, you have different types of exhaust. You have stock exhaust, you have the slash cut, which is what I'm going for, and you have different versions of racing exhaust. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, in terms of the transmission this car comes with, much like the Bravado Greenwood from the Criminal Enterprise update, the Tahoma Coupe, and the Willard Eudora, which I will get to in a later video. This car, the Tulip M-100, also comes with a 3 speed as a standard, but gains a 4 speed after you upgrade it. So now that I've got an racing transmission, I now have a 4 speed. So in terms of fender, you only have one option: the secondary paint job. The secondary paint job fender trim. Okay, now allow me to show you guys something that kind of makes sense but also doesn't. It's just wacky. So here's the stock grill, here's the ridge billet grill, here's the smooth one, the mesh grill. Here it is in primary, and then here's the turbo grill. And once you much like the turbo modification for the hood, which we will get to, this one also whenever you would hit the gas, the turbos would move. So I'm gonna install that for now, but I'm gonna eventually replace it with this one. But I'm eventually gonna replace it with this one. You have 2 versions of headlight covers, and here's the different hood options. My Uncle Nate actually had a low cal induction hood like this one that is pretty much very similar to this one. He didn't have this one. He definitely did not have this one. I think that was my Uncle Curtis with the 70 Nova that I told you about, who also drag races, still drag races. I think he had a similar hood to this one. I also think my Uncle Curtis had a hood similar to this one that was painted. But anyway, you have a supercharger cutout, which makes sense, which sort of does make sense, because once you put a turbo in this car, it does seem to gain a supercharger-esque whine. And then you have various different root style superchargers and blowers combinations, and this is that other hood option that I was telling you about that sort of does make sense, but at the same time doesn't. But it's pretty crazy. So I guess you could say, if someone pulls up, you could say you have a quad turbocharged M200 M100 Tulips or something. Speaking of which, for those of you that don't know, the Chevrolet Malibu actually isn't really necessarily a different car for the most part. Well, okay, so the first, the 4th generation, what this car is based off of, actually became its own car in 1978. The Malibu name was actually just a nickname for the trim level given to the Chevelle. So the 64 to 76 Chevelles, all had a trim level named Chevelle Malibu, which is what the original Tulip, the previous Tulip was based off of, a four-door Chevelle Malibu. So basically, whenever you would hear somebody refer to like a Malibu, they're referring to more or less that trim level, but they were also referring to that to the Chevrolet Chevelle. So basically, the Chevelle had two different names, but it was pretty much the same car. You were just referring to the trim level. But then in 1978, the Chevelle got discontinued, but the Malibu trim level was basically kept around and used for another car. So in a way, if you think about it, you could say that the Chevelle, the quote-unquote Chevelle's legacy sort of lives on in the Malibu coupes, I guess. You could say it was the Malaise era of cars. I highly suggest you watch a video from called the Malaise era from Ed's Auto Reviews on YouTube, because he goes into pretty good detail on into what the Malaise era cars were. So anyway, let me go back to the grill, replace this. I think this is how it was. I can't really remember. I was only a kid. But I definitely remember the paint job, and to my best knowledge, the wheels. So first things first, I'm gonna leave the plate alone. I think he also had a half cage. He didn't have any other options like this, but half. Now he didn't have any racing seats. But here are the various different options. I'm surprised they don't have a padded roll cage option for this, considering that it's a race car. And also this car has a vinyl top. Funny thing, the Declasse Tahoma, the 78 Monte Carlo, 78 to 1980 Monte Carlo that we did previous video, was sort of like, kind of reminds me of my dad's 79 Oldsmobile Cutlass. I think it also had a vinyl top, but I think that was what was missing from that car, because I think it would have been pretty good. So I'm just gonna remove the trim. I think, for want of a better description, since I can't remember, I'm gonna keep the side trim all around the car as is, and I'm gonna respray this car. The trim level just changes the interior. I'm gonna keep it as is. The crew emblem goes on the door, and here comes the primary color. So right now it's a red and orange, the colors I bought it in. And my Uncle Nate's car was light blue and chrome. So it was light blue and chrome, and it had dual racing stripes on the car. It had dual racing stripes on the hood going across the car. So it has the black center stripes here. Here it is in white. The black double stripes, which my uncle Nate had, and I forgot to put the hood on like I should have done. You have the double stripes in white. You have the M-100 stripes here. You have them in blue. You have the white Declasse racing stripes. You have them in black. You have a two-tone. You have a two-tone fade. You have hot rod flames. You have the rusted liveries, which, to be fair, considering how old this car is, I wouldn't be surprised if you were looking for a build, you'd probably find one in this kind of condition. You have a barn find. You have racing patina, and then you have the oval racer. You have the hot wing throwback, which, if memory serves me right, I believe this particular hot wing racer livery is from the hot wing racer from Sunshine Autos list in Grand Theft Auto Vice City all the way back from 2002. If not, I think it was reused for the San Andreas hot wing. And then you have this one, hot brown wings, donut time. So I went with the black double stripes like my uncle. Let me put the hood back on, like I should have did. And top it off. And to top it off, I'm actually gonna put on a spoiler. My uncle never had one on his, but this is my personal take on it. So I'm going to put on a small ducktail. I kind of wish there was kind of like a lip, a small tiny lip spoiler just to bring it out just a tiny bit. But I think the extra traction could do better. Do better. I've already shown off the suspension, but here it is again. Transmission, turbo, I'm not going to do that. I want to keep it NA. I'm going to keep it naturally aspirated. Bulletproof tires. And wheels. Wheel type, they were muscle cars, they were chrome. And going off of memory, it was either a toss-up between the Dodmans here and the Spooners. I'm going to now, if what I can remember, the last time I saw it, his car, he got rid of it, but I think he still sort of owns it at my grandmother's house, albeit it's been resprayed into more or less a brown color. And for what I can pretty much tell, the last time I saw it, the wheels, I can't remember, I don't know the name of it, but I know that they were pretty popular in drag racing and muscle cars, but they were similar to these, but they weren't concave like deep dish like this. They were more flat, but I can't remember how many holes slash vents it was. So it's either a toss up between the Spooners and the Dodmans. I can't really remember. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna keep it as a Spooner. I'm gonna go with the Spooners just so I can get as close as I can. And yep, this is it. This is my Uncle Nate's 4th gen Malibu right here. And I think I got it pretty much. I think I got it. Wait, hold on. Did he always have one this big? I can't remember. It was either a low one or it was a high one. I can't really remember. I think he had more or less a low one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had a low one. So anyway, this is my Uncle Nate's car, and this concludes the end of the video. Up next, we'll be taking a look at the Honest 300R. Right next to it. So anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, feel free to follow me on Twitter, I just said that in the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. First, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm gonna keep this in my garage for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you all enjoy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Peace.